Hey people, Indra here, Team Free For All Faction Rumble. This is the White Walls of Calderis, and on the green team is the Ordo Malleus. Sergeant Smith 501 with a Daemonhunter, a melee spellcaster of strong support and control, begins with an energy regeneration aura. Alongside is Cris, a brother captain, a durable hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. Purple Chaos Team, Crazy Chairman 96, a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. Alongside, FieryMarine is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Rounding us off then on the blue team are some Orks. BlackWard with a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Last but not least is ChunkyCoates as a Mekboy, teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat, puts out some good damage and has a bunch of orky gadgets. Alrighty. Looks like the Orks and the Ordo Malleus going at it already on the west side of the map here. Uncapped wreck point at the bottom of your screen as well. The Strike Squad do drop a model for Sergeant Smith early on. Now the Daemonhunter in amongst some sluggers being shot by shooter boys. Not sure where the Mekboy went. Oh, he's right there. Tying up the stormtroopers in melee and now stealing a wreck point. For those that are new to free-for-all battles, in this game mode, you're trying to accrue victory points rather than deplete them from your enemies. So these guys are all trying to get, these three teams are trying to accrue 2,000 victory points by capturing victory points. There's 3 contested in the mid, and each team has a natural victory point with a generator attached to it. So the other teams could destroy this generator, which disables the victory point, and they'd have to be repurchased before the victory point becomes usable again. You repurchase it with requisition and power. I think it's like 20 power or something. I can't remember the cost. But you don't actually see them destroyed that much. Typically when a player gets on one of those natural victory points, they try and steal it rather than destroy it. Look at FieryMarine with 5 heretics up. Got some corn worship here for Crazy Chairman. Brother Captain in amongst the back lines there. Going to be absolute mayhem in the mid. Looks like Sergeant Smith is taking back the west side of the map, that wreck point that got decapped, and they're pushing into the Orc territory again. Meanwhile, all of the Orcs have flooded the mid. Good special from the Sorcerer, gets some knockback and runs away. Sluggers here with burners up for BlackWard. Double shooters for both of the Orc players. Double Strike Squad for Sergeant Smith, and Cris went triple stormtroopers. Here they are. Provide some good burst damage with their firing pattern on those hotshot lasguns. Now the Orcs wandering into Chaos hands. Some Chaos Space Marines getting shot in. Those guys with Eternal War. Heretics coming in. One of them wiped. FieryMarine now down to 3 heretic squads. I mean, as long as they don't have upgrades, they're not huge losses. You're still spending 200 rec on them, I guess. Shooter boys with big shooters for BlackWard. Both of them, in fact. What about ChunkyCoates? Nothing for ChunkyCoates. Where's their power gone then? Oh, they've spent it on some proximity mines here. They've chucked some over here, look. The aspiring champion heretic will spot them, and as long as you spot mines, they won't detonate by running over them. Although, they can still be destroyed to detonate them, kind of thing. War banner up in the mid to get some passive buffs. You can also activate it for a longer buff. User choppers and some sluggers. BlackWard's user choppers is a global buff from the Warboss, increasing melee damage and melee skill. Going after the Strike Squad with it. There's the Warp Rift. And that's not the Warp Rift, that's the Emperor's Torch. The Light of the Emperor. I believe it gives you like 20% damage resist. It's not bad at all. Lasts a while too. And we have Ordo Malleus. Grant Sundering. 20% melee damage resistance, while cursing foes he damages in melee to take 35% more melee damage. Don't get to see this very often. Lends itself to a melee-oriented Ordo Malleus build, so maybe we'll see some Purifiers or maybe a melee Dreadnought or something. That'll be fun. Early VP lead here for the Blue Orks. See they're up to 271 VPs now, with 2 capped. The green team also have 2 capped, and there's 1 capped for purples. One of the 3 mid VPs uncapped at the moment. Looks like maybe there's an Orc unit in there that could try and maybe get it. Oh, Sluggers wiped. Those were ChunkyCoates sluggers, I believe. BlackWard has also lost their sluggers, though, while I was yammering. You can see them all dead over here. Meanwhile, over on the east side of the map, where the Chaos team lives, power bashing. Well, attempted power bashing by Cris. They have the Blessed Aegis. Gives them the energy shield, makes him even more difficult to deal with, the brother captain. Maybe they could bash at least a gen here. They got some interceptors up. Here you see them teleporting infantry that fight in melee. In tier 3 they can get a very handy ranged option in the form of Psy Cannons to go after all targets. Chaos Lord shows up. He's not too happy about his power being bashed. Look at this. Lightning Claws immediately purchased in tier 2. Not what you'd expect to see as a first purchase in tier 2. Lightning Claws is going for it. 100 DPS power melee on these things. They'll slice through that brother captain pretty nicely. Back towards the mid. Kicking off. This VP stays purple for Chaos for now. Smoke going in. Where did that smoke come from? Oh, there's operatives somewhere. There they are, look. Uh-oh, Chaos gonna get flanked by Orks and Ordo Malleus. Yeah, just run and leave them to fight, I guess. Electric armor up for the Mekboy with the electric shock. Stormtroopers stealing this VP now. Strike Squad trying to be aggressive. Getting some good specials on these shooter boys. Can they wipe them? 14 hit points on these guys. Might be better to plant your feet and shoot here. And that's what they did, and they got the kill. Nicely done by Sergeant Smith. When you plant your feet, you make sure that you have maximum accuracy because you're not moving, and also make sure that your guys are actually firing, because depending on range and animations and stuff, sometimes they don't fire their sidearms as they're chasing. Chaos Lord fully kitted out at level 1. Harness of Rage, Dark Halo, and the Lightning Claws. So he gets energy back on hit, and because he's attacking so quickly with the Lightning Claws, he gets it back pretty fast to power the Dark Halo. Marco Zinch CSM here. We have a Las Cannon Rhino. Anti-vehicle weapon also reduces the speed of the Rhino. But the captain's in there with a Nemesis Demon Hammer. Demolishing Strike, knocks back and stuns, doesn't it? So it should stun the Chaos Lord, just maybe not knock him back. But the captain, of course, has his own way of managing energy. Can use Sanctify from his global bar. If he had some Strat Squad, could use Purification as well to get energy back, but I'm not sure why the shield isn't up right now. Should be up. Energy's full. I'm not sure why the shield wasn't thrown up there. Unless I just couldn't see it or something. He definitely lost energy. But I think that was just him using We Are the Hammer. Chaos Lord almost level 2. Up over 500 VPs for the Orc team. They still have this War banner in the mid. Green team have 2 of the VPs here. Let's go back towards the west side, see what's going on. Sergeant Smith milling around with some operatives and stuff. It looks like they just decapped this. Stick bombs. Could be super effective on this map with all of the walls. They can chuck them over the walls and stuff. Double grenade launcher heretics here for FieryMarine. Do they have 3 of them? They do. Triple grenade launcher heretics. That's potentially a huge amount of burst damage as those grenades land. Warboss with a power claw and spiky armor. Try and get that power back. Got some fully upgraded shooter boys and of course those stick bombers. Stick bombers are pretty decent melee combatants, but they're mainly about chucking those stun and stick bombs. Warboss goes straight after the Sorcerer. Almost took him out through use your choppers on himself. He's trying to finish him off here. Don't think they're going to be able to. Sorcerer is also fully kitted out. Sword of Flame, Demon Armor, and Sigil of the Rift. Warboss just level 2. And Trophy Rack on the way to debuff enemies that are around him. Chaos taking one of the central VPs back, but they continue pressure here, does Cris. He's got some Purifiers. just out the gate there, and the Rhino still in play. Plague Marines are up here for Crazy Chairman, trying to go after that Rhino, dropping a model, exploding on death. Brother Captain hits level 2. Interceptors now have their Justicar, so they have the Furious Intervention teleport, and the Justicar, I assume, has a power weapon. Approaching 700 VPs now, the Orks, but the Ordo Malleus team are not far behind. Also up over 600. Lagging behind is the Chaos team. Orks bashing this VP generator here. That's the Chaos and natural victory point. Chaos kind of getting bullied a bit here. Leave me alone, bruv, says Crazy Chairman. Warboss now wants to pick a fight with the Ordo Malleus, though he could have just backed off and gone to the middle. But they've spotted something to murder, and thus it must be murdered, I think, is how it goes. Crack. Stormtroopers all with plasma guns for Cris here. Now the Warboss fighting heretics does have spiky armor, which is a good tool to have when heretics surround you, but it was just too much DPS. Sorcerer also helping out. Have they repurchased? Looks like it's been repurchased here. Wish I remembered how much it is. I think it might be 15 power to get it back. Which is not nothing. Warbanner being taken down by a Strat Squad. There's another Strat Squad here. Tier 3 for Sergeant Smith, Tier 3 for Crazy Chairman, and FieryMarine. ChunkyCoates has a Knob Squad up, and BlackWard also goes Tier 3. So it's just Cris with the Rhino and Purifiers taking a bunch of resources in Tier 2 right now. There's the Knob Squad. Elite Tier 3 infantry that can smack anything around pretty much in the game. Very few things that can stand up against them in combat. Takes down the Rhino pretty quickly. Here are the Purifiers. Now, if you buff the hell out of the Purifiers, maybe they could stand up to him. They've put up the Psychic Field, which does silence units, which is a really good tool to have against the Knob Squad, because it means they can't use their Frenzy. They got Plasma gunned up, and the Purifiers were in there, and Interceptors were in there. Brother Captain was in there. Daemonhunter himself is in there. That was too much, even for a Knob Squad to deal with. Force Glaive in. Gives Inferno, which is an area of effect damage and knockback. I'm not sure how much damage it does. Emperor's Torch, as we saw, and Tome of Tranquility now. They've given up on the Sundering. Crazy Chairman with a great unclean one on the way. But the Captain almost goes down. Chaos Lord couldn't finish him off there. Thought that was going to finish him. Sorcerer falls over. A bunch of Tzeentchian worship and some Tzeentchian shrines. Stick bombs thrown in. The Tzeentch shrines give you, I think it's 10% damage resist per shrine, and that stacks up. I believe it only stacks 3 times. Which is maybe why they've only made 3 shrines there. But look at those doom bolts coming out of shrines. And if you worship them, it makes the shrines fire their doom bolts more often. What is this? Oh, I thought it was a unit. It was just a generator on the minimap there. Chaos Lord went down. Land Raider Crusader on the way for Sergeant Smith. The Great Unclean One has hit the field. Going to the middle, I suppose. FieryMarine with a Chaos Dreadnought. Perhaps Mark of Khorne with the warp support. Flash Gits on the way for BlackWard. And a Battle Wagon for ChunkyCoates. There's the Knob Squad again dealt with. Have their jammers now. Do you have Super Tough Beam or anything? No. No battery pack, no super tough beam, no pain boy. I haven't seen electric armor used that much. Oh, he's getting energy bursted. All of his energy's gone now. That's kind of rough for a Mekboy. Pretty energy reliant with his teleporting and stuff and his abilities. Pashing power here. So they're going to get the node down at least. Kicking off in the mid, is it? Yes, it is. Foul snare. Pulling one of those interceptors into death. Oh, it was the Justicar as well. Justicar goes down. Great Unclean One passively damages nearby enemies. Has some powerful melee and some nasty abilities too. There's another shrine in the mid. I like that they're shrining up the middle. This Khorne shrine spawns Bloodletters and gives a 10% damage buff to nearby units of Crazy Chairman. Doesn't affect allies. Chaos are kind of selfish like that. Daemonhunter runs away from the Battle Wagon. and run you over and shoots you, and also transport orcs around. I think you need 2 inside of the battle wagon now to get the bonuses. It used to be 1. The bonuses give you extra speed for the battle wagon, and the shooters will fire. I think that's right. Purifiers with their Justicai's got a heavy melee demon hammer. Say hello to my battle wagon though, eh? Big zap gun shots. And scares them all off. Do have purgation here for Sergeant Smith with a conversion beamer. There we go. Getting shots on the battle wagon there. We'll slow it down, and they can use the electro pulse to slow it down even more on hits. I think by default it slows it down by 30%, and if you use electro pulse, it's 60%. And Crusaders close enough to get those multi-melter shots in, as you can see. Got those hurricane bolters on the side sponsons. There's the Emperor's light up the Emperor, I should say. Yep. Nob Squad just ignoring everything, trying to go after the Land Raider, I think. Look how long the light of the Emperor lasts. That's pretty nuts. It gives you some nice damage resist. Nob Squad barely getting away there. They should have gone after the infantry that was in front of it, I think. What about the VPs? Orcs are about to hit 1,000. Ordo Malleus not far behind, but the Chaos team have really caught up. They are approaching 900 themselves, and they have 3 victory points capped. They have their natural and 2 of those in the mid, and they've set up shop here with a bunch of shrines and a great unclean one. Here's the Dreadnought for FieryMarine. They did not go for Mark of Khorne. It's in its default state with an autocannon. It's still a good Dreadnought. Oh, there's Tempest. Armor of Damnation is in. Starts off with a slow, then it starts doing damage. It's destroyed a bunch of heretics there. Ouch. Yep, those guys had to run. They have no way to reinforce themselves in the field here, the Chaos team. They don't have any Nurgle Shrine goodness. Shooter boys getting destroyed. They might have been sent into death there by ChunkyCoates just to free up some pop. He's got some Gretchens up. And they are the repair crew to help look after the battle wagon, I'm sure. What am I seeing here? Oh, interceptors with side cannons. Ouch! Big Nurgle vomit hits. Chaos Lord getting stuck in. Level 4 now. Daemonhunter sees him off. What is this again? 71.43 power melee DPS. I think it's the same as the Librarian's 4-staff DPS. Foul snared and smacked around a bit by the Great Unclean One. And we got some Paladins now. Unique to the Brother Captain. Heavy melee Demon Hammers. Huge amounts of hit points. And they are getting the Liber Demonica so they can use Holy Grounds. There was the Cloud of Flies. Great Unclean One taking outrageous amounts of damage. FieryMarine might need to help it out with a warp. They have the red free. Not sure if they're paying attention though. There's another Nurgly Vomit. And there's another Tempest over there. Looks like it's going to be alright. It's getting into Khorne Worship range now. Giving it that nice speed boost. And since it's a demon, it's going to get huge amounts of health and energy regeneration as well. There's the Holy Grounds. Slows down enemies and speeds up allies. Not sure if this Dreadnought wants to be hanging around here, I guess. FieryMarine knows that he can teleport it out of trouble if it gets into trouble. Triple cap now for the Ordo Malleus. Triple flash gits for BlackWard. That could be nasty. If they all get their blasters. 2 of them have blasters at the moment and they are messing up some chaos stuff. And he just bashed this generator down. Back to the mid. The shrines are going down. Here's those blasters. Can't do much to a Dreadnought though. Those blasters look super impressive and they're incredibly effective against infantry, but they don't do much to vehicles because they fire psychic PvP damage. Because, you know, Orks. Chaos Lord wiping out some stick bombers. BlackWard not paying attention or just doesn't care about them anymore. Maybe just wants more flash kits. The Warboss, level 5, scares off the Chaos Lord. Don't tell the Chaos Lord I said that, though. Approaching 1,300 VPs are the Ordo Malleus team. Now they have a 4 cap as well. They have all of the central victory points and their natural in the south. It feels like... I don't know if it's just the way the map looks on the minimap, but it feels like this southern natural is a little bit safer. Like it takes a bit more of effort for the other teams to get to, kind of thing. I guess it's the same. I guess it's pretty much the same when you look at where the VPs are and how long it takes to get to them. This just looks like a more defensible position, I think. The southern one here. But I think in terms of distance, they're pretty even. Battle Wagon goes charging through, having a grand old time. Oh, he got the operatives, I think, melter bombed it. Now it's getting conversion beamed. And there is Psychic Assailment. Global buff from the Daemonhunter, increasing damage and range. That's on the negation there, that green effect. And down goes the Battle Wagon. Paladins were on it as well. Oh, there's 2 Nob Squads inside. Popping their frenzy. Paladins being supported by the Crusader, giving energy and health regen when they're close, but also reinforce off it. Oh, look at that though. Now it's the Orks that have a quad cap, dropping a Rocks in as well. FieryMarine suggesting a Warp Rift. Oh, they're calling out this Warp Rift? I don't know. That's a Tempest. I think they're talking about their teleporting thing. They see off the Orks. Was that Retribution? It is. Lots of war gear changes for Sergeant Smith. Now they have the rod, the Force Rod. Down goes the Warboss. Holy Grounds is up. The Crusader took some damage, but it's okay. Let's see what's going on mid. Chaos are here, taking stuff back. They have 2 of the VPs here now. They're still behind on actual accrued victory points. Double Dreadnoughts for FieryMarine. Triple Dreadnoughts on the way. What's he up to? I mean, I'm into it. What's he up to? My base is dead, more or less, says Sergeant Smith. Not sure what he's talking about. He's doing well. Gonna trick the others. Little bit of a lull in the action. There's a little bit of afters over here. Warboss has been revived. There's those double knobs. Are they leveled? They aren't leveled. And a new Battle Wagon is up. Got a Nob Squad now for BlackWard. They got some more flash kits up as well. Looks like they lost some flash kits as well, though. These guys getting blasters. Taking off a bit in the mid. Paladins with the Incinerator wrist mounted. Was that really a worthwhile purchase? Maybe they're just full on pop and they couldn't actually buy any more units. Does it tell me... well, it's 12 DPS is pretty high for a flamer. Bad, I guess. Here come the march of the Chaos Dreadnoughts. All with autocannons starting to get stuck in on the Crusader. Great Unclean One moving in now. Doom bolts flying through. And an Imperial Abyss from Crazy Chairman. Wow, huge hits on the Paladins there. Looks like they didn't drop a model though. Now a Battle Wagon showing up. Great Unclean One's walking through the abysses, which is not great. And the Dreadnoughts get this done. I mean, they're whittling it down. And now a las cannon set up in the mid. And there's an orbital, which I don't think is going to hit anything. That was a strange time and place to use an orbital. I think that was Cris looking at the red Nob squad have found the dreadnoughts. Without melee resistance, those dreadnoughts will go down really fast to the Nob squads. Although they do have a little bit of melee resist in this default state, I believe. They have like a half melee resist. Can they escape? Another Imperial Abyss, this time from FieryMarine. Kicking off back here still as well. Ouch. Blasters exploding those stormtroopers a bit. There's a grenade thrown in. Warboss was trying to cap, gets dragged into the abyss. He's alright. Just a light abyss. It's like a really good shower for him, I guess. Did one of the dreadnoughts go down? Oh, one of them went down. They're just getting another one though, FieryMarine. Here comes a Land Raider Crusader for Cris. Where is Sergeant Smith's one? Oh, it's over here. Bashing power. Bunch of stuff suppressed. They must have got close to the... Oh, they killed a bunch of stuff, but they must have got close to the base turrets. Beamy Death Gun for ChunkyCoates. Has Mega Rumbler and Custom Force Field as well. So they've got a bunch of war gear this game. The Orks take the VP lead. A triple cap up over 1500. It's very, very close though. Very close. Are they still fighting over the mid? No, Chaos are going to take these. They haven't gone for this one yet though. They don't know what's there like we know. Psychic Assailment up on these Purgation again, but there's a Rocks. Getting some really good hits on the Land Raider there. I'm not sure why they're going so hard at the base. Need the VPs, Sergeant Smith. Now they might get pincered by both of the other teams. Nob squad just took out Purgation. Although, did they? No, I thought maybe the last model jumped into the Land Raider, but he didn't. Is that an orbital over there? It was. Another strange orbital. Now the Orks are left to fight the Chaos fellas. We have a Rod of Warpfire, Sigil of the Rift, and Demon Armor Sorcerer now. And all the Orks ran. What's going on in the middle? Chaos Lord is fleeing something. Oh. Probably saw these guys. Ordo Malleus have taken that VP, but two of them are still chaotic purple. These Plague Marines aren't chasing here. Last Cannon's getting a shot though. And another. Plague Marines did indeed not chase. Crazy Chairman is maxed out on resources basically. They're also maxed out on pop, so they can't actually get anything else. Maybe they could... Is it worth like throwing away some CSM and some Heretics to try and get Terminators up? Probably not. The Heretics are doing a lot for you here. Chaos take the lead on VPs, approaching 1700. Still incredibly close though, all in the 1600s, all within 100 of each other. There's 1700 now for Chaos. Flash Kits on the way for ChunkyCoates. Grey Knight Dreadnought on the way for Sergeant Smith. Chaos going to go after this VP now. There's a Nob squad. Don't have their Nob leader though. Looks like they're thinking about going for it. The quad dreadnoughts of FieryMarine just took out the VP generator there. This is incredibly fun to see. Did any of them level up? This one's level 2. This one has the favor of the gods. Nob squad allowed to nick this VP, apparently. I have no idea what they're talking about in the chat. Too busy trying to work out what's going on in the battles, I'm afraid. Vortimer Razorback on the way for Cris. Warboss, did he just charge in? Yep, just charged in with angry bits. Here's a Mega Rumbler. Takes a while to go off, but then it gives you amazing disruption and control. Stunning the vehicles, disrupting and stunning the infantry. There's a Tempest thrown in as well. A little bit of synergy between the Orks and the Ordo Malleus. Up over 1800 VPs now, Chaos. Can they hold the mid though? Not much of a threat to the Dreadnoughts, the Tempest there. Great Unclean One took a bunch of damage, but kind of waddles away, and there's some Khorne worship now. Some Tzeentchian worship as well. Retribution. Brother Captain is level 3, has Unending Purge. He's leading a line. Oh, look at this now. They've all become Mark of Khorne Dreadnoughts. Awesome. And they are tearing through the Paladins. One model down. Paladins are supported by the Land Raiders here, though. Nob's got in there as well. What target do you choose? Looks like they're going after the Paladins the most. The Dreadnoughts. The Nobs are actually trying to cap there. Paladins are reinforcing, but it's an expensive reinforcement. And here comes a Chaos Lord for more power melee DPS. Level 6 now, is doing huge amounts of damage. Can they actually take the Paladins out? They're trying to reinforce here. I think they got inside of the Land Raider. Yeah, only one model. Oh no, they killed him. They did kill him. I thought he jumped inside the Land Raider, but they actually killed him. Quad Dreadnoughts doing some work here. Here comes another Land Raider. Oh, there's the game. I wasn't even paying attention to the VPs. The Chaos team got it. Awesome stuff. What a game. They were behind quite a lot at the start too. But they came back strong and held the mid with shrines, a bunch of Dreadnoughts, and a Great Unclean One. The Great Unclean One did huge amounts of work as well. Let's look at his heroes, end of the game. Level 9 Daemonhunter for Sergeant Smith. A level 4 Brother Captain here. Level 6 Chaos Lord. The Chaos Sorcerer, level 4. Level 6 Warboss. You're surprised they went for Angry Bits. Didn't they have the Trophy Rack before? Trophy Rack must have been doing a huge amount of work for them. And a level 6 Mekboy at the end. Awesome stuff. Well done, the Chaos team. And what a fun game. I think Crazy Chairman sent this in. Thanks, buddy. It was very fun to see a faction war rumble. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.